Senator Farnsworth, I can't believe it's 2025 and you don't understand how racism works, but I'm happy to explain it to you. Unlike what you might be thinking of in your head, where it's like the KKK or Nazis walking down the street, systemic racism works in the individual decision-making that is based on bias and also from the legal systems that we set up for 400 years in this country. So for example, we didn't let Black people vote until the 60s. My father was in his 20s. If people couldn't vote and participate in the legal system, then they couldn't be part of civil society in full and equitable ways. So we are still working our way out of the systemic discrimination and the legalized discrimination that existed for so long in this country. And once you start undoing that, it takes just as long to undo it as it took to do it in the first place, because we had Jim Crow, we had Reconstruction, we had all of these things, and we keep having the pushbacks, right? And so we have done a lot of things over the years to try to ameliorate the outcomes of this, but it still exists today. When you have things like recommendations for rigorous coursework, there are assumptions that people make about who's ready for rigorous coursework, and it's not necessarily just based on their academic ability. It's based on a lot of factors. It could be on their income level, which we know that people of color are disproportionately low income because of the systemic ways that we legalized forced poverty in this country. And it could be based on disability status. It could be based on, home life. It could be based on a lot of different things. And so that is why we see racial disparities show up in both the graduation rates, the acceptance rates into college, the graduation rates from college, and then of course entering into the profession. It doesn't start with an application to a university or higher education program. It starts in the womb. The weathering that Black women endure of the racism in this country leads to poorer birth outcomes, and it continues on through life. So ameliorating that through one line in a bill is a tiny drop in a pool, but it's at least trying something.